This is KAGS HD News at 10.
New controversy for Governor Rick Perry after a tweet that he claims he didn't write. Plus, hackers leak personal photos of celebrities. We'll show you how to keep your information safe. And a father is outraged when his father-in-law does the ice bucket challenge with his 10-month-old granddaughter. But first, Governor Rick Perry is making headlines again today. Good evening. I'm Chris Costa. Thank you for joining us. Governor Perry's official Twitter account took down what it called an unauthorized tweet just an hour after the original post last night. The tweet took a dig at Travis County District Attorney Rosemary Lemberg, whom Perry is now charged with pressuring to resign after her arrest on drunk driving charges last year. Our Capitol reporter Mark Wiggins has more.
I don't always drive drunk at 3 times the legal blood alcohol limit, but when I do, I indict Governor Perry for calling me out about it. I am the most drunk Democrat in Texas. It's the text accompanying a photo of Travis County DA Rosemary Lemberg. Posted last week by conservative website Patriot Post, the meme generated little controversy until Governor Rick Perry's official Twitter account posted it Sunday night, then deleted it after just an hour with a message stating, quote, "A tweet just went out from my account that was unauthorized. I do not condone the tweet and I have taken it down." The meme fits a consistent theme among Perry supporters who continue to focus on Lemberg as the instigator behind his felony indictments for coercion and abuse of power.
The investigation was initiated by Rosemary Lemberg, this rogue DA.
The only problem, that's not true. Left-leaning organization Texans for Public Justice filed the lawsuit, but a Republican-appointed special prosecutor led the investigation.
He has ties to the Democrats.
And he has ties to Republicans. Yes.
Well, yeah.
All the while, Governor Perry has continued his outreach to voters in early presidential primary states where his 2012 campaign fizzled out.
They need to know you, you need to know them, and I didn't do that.
The rehabilitation effort also includes a renewed focus on foreign policy.
You'd be very, very naive to think that an organization like ISIS wouldn't use the southern border to penetrate the United States.
A national poll released before the indictment showed Perry tied for 6th in a hypothetical 2016 GOP field. A survey of Iowa caucus voters released last week showed him 3rd. So far, Governor Perry seems unfazed by his legal predicament, so much so humorists have taken note.
If these charges stick, Perry could actually be looking at some serious jail time. What does the governor have to say about all this? He's got to be worried.
How are you? How are you doing?
How do I look?
How are you coping with all this?
Do I look pretty good?
You look like you're hanging in there.
Oh, come on, you can give me better than that.
The biggest short-term question for Perry is whether top donors will keep giving or if they'll wait to see who gets the last laugh in court.
That was Mark Wiggins reporting. Now, there's no confirmation that Governor Perry's Twitter account was hacked, but if it was, he wasn't the only one who was hit over the weekend. Hackers managed to leak dozens of celebrity nude photos online in what is being called one of the biggest celebrity hackings of all time. NBC's Jacob Rascone reports.
Jennifer, you look great!
Jennifer Lawrence is one of the biggest names in Hollywood.
Right here, Chad, right
But overnight, the young Oscar winner took center stage for a different reason after dozens of nude and risque photos of the actress appeared on an anonymous online image sharing site. And with them, similar photos reporting to show supermodel Kate Upton, singers Rihanna and Ariana Grande, and more than 100 other famous women in what many call the biggest celebrity hacking ever. It's a scenario like the one shown in the comedy Sex Tape, in which a private video goes viral after getting lost in the cloud.
It went up to the cloud!
And you can't get it down from the cloud?
Nobody understands the cloud.
And what is most alarming to many is how the unidentified hacker claims he got the pictures through the Apple iCloud, which uses servers like these to back up the digital lives of hundreds of millions of people. We caught up with former federal cybercrime prosecutor Mark Rash at a computer security conference today in Sweden.
By storing it on the cloud, it becomes a one-stop shop for hackers. Hackers only have to break in one place to get everybody's data. If the celebrities are vulnerable, it means that everybody is vulnerable on the cloud.
Late today, the FBI said it was aware of the issue and looking into it, while Apple said, "We take user privacy very seriously and are actively investigating this report." Publicists for Jennifer Lawrence and Kate Upton all but confirmed the photos, condemning the leaks as flagrant and outrageous violations of privacy. Some celebrities, like Ariana Grande, say the photos of her are fake, while actress Mary Elizabeth Winstead tweeted, To those of you looking at photos I took with my husband years ago in the privacy of our home, hope you feel great about yourselves. Another reminder that privacy is one click away from public scrutiny.
Well, speaking of hackers, one local online gamer has had his own run-in with hackers. Robert Tim owns Hoverdog.com and tells KAGS News he's been hacked more than a dozen times over the last few years, but has since increased security on his website. Although no personal information was ever taken, he says hackers logged into his site with bogus credentials and left obscene language on message boards. He says hackers do things like this either for financial gain or for their own exploitations.
That kind of action, shows, they're capable of understanding the underlying infrastructure, and I guess it's kind of just showing how smart the individual can be.
Tim says with the recent privacy breaches, consumers and businesses need to take preventative measures to avoid becoming victims. Well, most schools have off today for Labor Day, but not Texas A&M University. Today was the first day of school for Aggies, and in case you haven't noticed, there are a lot of them. This year's incoming freshman class is the largest ever. 6,500 Aggies start this fall. Good thing Kyle Field has more seats. Texas A&M University was recently ranked among the top 4 colleges in the nation and the first in Texas, as ranked by the publication Washington Monthly. Time now for a first check of the weather with Chief Meteorologist Jared Plushnick. And Jared, beautiful day out there for those students on the first day of classes.
Yeah, I'm happy to know that this is the largest incoming class because I have more people to forecast for and hopefully more beautiful weather to come. But it looks like our road will be getting a little bit bumpy for the rest of the week. That means umbrellas are a must before you head to school and work tomorrow, and in fact the rest of the week as well. Check out some of the highs today. 97 here. Austin, the capital, hitting 100 degrees, a little bit warmer. Down towards San Angelo, 102. Right now we sit at 85. It is humid outside as well. That humidity will help to spark off more thunderstorms tomorrow. Right now it is dry, but look at all the tropical moisture out towards our east. We still have a lot of clouds and moisture fleeing off from the Gulf of Mexico. And as we head into tomorrow afternoon, there'll be some heavy rain. There'll be some lightning as well. We'll track it all for you, and we'll have your entire forecast in just a few minutes. Chris, over to you.
All right, Jared, thank you so much. Today, President Obama was in Wisconsin talking about healing the economy and increasing the minimum wage. But that message is being overshadowed by the latest U.S. military actions overseas with ISIS. Brian Moore has the story from Washington.
On this Labor Day, President Obama was in Milwaukee pushing for a minimum wage increase.
I'm not asking for the moon. I just want a good deal for American workers.
He's hoping to fire up voters for the congressional elections in November. But as the White House fights to keep the Senate in Democratic hands, this is the map getting the headlines. The battle against ISIS in Iraq and the decision whether to hit the terror army on its home turf in Syria.
It's not that hard to push 17,000 jihadis back to their enclave and ultimately bottle them up and then decide what you want to do with them.
What is hard for President Obama is dramatically expanding a conflict he didn't want in the first place. While the U.S. military continues airstrikes and humanitarian drops to help hundreds of thousands of refugees, the president insists the United States won't go it alone. That's a message echoed by British Prime Minister David Cameron.
We should be asking how we can help rather than thinking that actually the West can somehow lead and overtake an intervention.
The two leaders meet later this week at the NATO summit in Wales with a common agenda, convincing the international community and their own war-weary nations that ISIS is a global threat.
Today, President Obama sent a letter to House Speaker John Boehner informing him of the latest airstrikes in Iraq. He also characterized the U.S. military actions as limited in both scope and duration. A crime alert in College Station. Police are still looking for a pair of suspects who assaulted and robbed a woman over the weekend. It happened early Sunday morning in the 900 block of Luther Street. Police have a limited description of the two suspects. One is a Hispanic woman around 5 feet tall with a medium build. The other is described as a woman, but police do not have any other identifying factors. College Station police encourage anyone with information to call them at 979-764-3600. Well, it's blown up on social media this summer. The Ice Bucket Challenge raises awareness for ALS, but one man says his father-in-law took it too far. Over the weekend, a grandfather did the Ice Bucket Challenge with his 10-month-old grandchild. Tim Wetzel shows us why the child's father is outraged.
By now you've seen it over and over again. The ice bucket challenge is everywhere, but some say this takes it way too far. Video on Facebook shows a grandfather dumping an ice bucket on himself and his 10-month-old granddaughter.
My family was shocked. My friends were shocked. Everybody I know was pretty much shocked and just appalled.
Claude Dalcour is the girl's father. He says he's going through a nasty divorce with her mother, and things got even more nasty after he saw his ex-father-in-law's ice-cold Facebook post.
You don't do that to an infant. The water is splashing in her face, a whole giant bucket of water.
We showed the video to strangers.
I mean, that's not okay.
Who all say the child's dad has a right to be mad.
It's not right. I mean, for an older person, you're okay, but not for a baby.
No, never. Definitely not. I mean, just the ice alone. I mean, for people to be able to get that cold, and then for a baby.
In fact, it was another concerned person from out of state who sent the video to Child Protective Services. The agency won't confirm it's investigating, but says it's getting more and more abuse cases through social media.
You don't necessarily have to be there to witness it, not even in the same town, state, or country.
It's a big deal.
The child's father also says he took the video right to police.
This is not his child. It's my child. That's my blood. He's only the granddad. And when I felt he did that, that's disrespectful.
Tim Wetzel, KHOU 11 News.
Despite the father's anger, the grandfather has not been charged with any crime. Our sister station in Houston, KHOU, reached out to him via Facebook, but he did not respond. Well, still to come on KAGS HD News, Baylor University opened the gates to its new stadium last night. Hear what the community is saying about it. Plus, a stinging caterpillar is making its way to Central Texas. We'll show you how to stay safe, that and more after Jared's forecast. Hey, Jared.
Hey, Chris, I can't wait to see what kind of butterfly that turns into. Anyway, we have a tropical depression, number 5. We'll be tracking this, but will it affect us here in the Brazos Valley? Stick around. Your forecast is up next.